Hey YouTube, this video is on propagation of yucca trees, however they pronounce it. This is mine. The original that I got looked just like this one over here. Got it in a pot that large. And incidentally, I accidentally broke one off right here. I was trying to peel these, basically these leaves just come off. And you can see how, it grows out. This one, like I said, it had 3, so there was, much more here, but it's fine. I saved it anyways. Stuff I want to talk to you about. So on top here, that's wax, and I'm going to show you what that is. So essentially, this could have been a larger tree. You see how the trunk is, pretty thick. And these things grow awesome. If you like the palm tree look or whatever. Essentially what this was just one of these arms at some point. And all they do is they cut it, however they want to do it. All this right here that you see, the trunk look here, is basically all these leaves. And all you have to do to get them off is peel it like a banana. They just peel it down. Again, I was pulling one. You have to kind of be careful. So if you look at this one's the lowest of this. So if you try and peel this one off first, this one's kind of holding it in place. And that's what I did. And I pulled a little too hard and it pulled the whole thing right off. So you have to start at the bottom. This one's the lowest one. And this one would just peel right off. See? It's that simple. And it doesn't hurt anything. It's just revealing the trunk, if you will. And that's why the large one that I just showed you at the beginning looks the way that it does. I wanted it to grow really tall. So, again, this was basically just one of these arms off whatever yucca tree that they cut it off. And they could have cut it in sections this big. And they just waited till it was really thick. And then what they do is where they had cut it, whichever end they want to be the top, they put this wax here, and in the bottom they just put it in soil again, and the roots just grow really, really quickly. And eventually you'll notice arms coming out of it. You might get 2, 3, whatever it is. And again, you see this, it just peels off. So where this peeled off, was one of these at one point, and they just peel it off, and then that's how you have this trunk look right here. So going back to the other ones in here, I'm just going to show you propagation. So again, this one had this was just like the one in the other room, but it started having, many offshoots. And so what I did is I would cut them off. Basically, you're cutting off this, and I just put that wax on those areas, and you won't have growth there again. Now, what I could do if I wanted to, but I don't, I could literally take a saw, cut it right here, and then it would start growing, and put wax on the top, and it would start growing arms out again from the sides, which is essentially what happened here at one point. You can see right here in the very middle, it's a little dusty, that's the top where the wax is. That's what it was like when I first got it. This piece right here. And these things grew out from the side. So essentially, if you removed all these pieces that grew off, just the arms, the top would literally be right here. So in order to do this again, I would have to cut it right here and start over again. But I don't want to do that because I like how it's grown. I mean, look how tall it is. I'm 6 feet tall. It's way over my head. It's over the door, as you can see. So I just like the whole palm tree look. And these, same thing, it's a little lighter here because I've taken some of these leaves off. And you can see like this section, how I was talking about, this is the lowest one right here. So if I started pulling down on this one to get it, it might break something or whatever. So you always want to start at the lowest one and just peel it off. This one's looking really good. The age of this is probably I think 2014 or 2015, I bought this. So let's say it's 2015, so that would be 7 years old, right? No, 8 years old, sorry. Because it's 2023 right now, to get this tall. This down here are just some offshoots. So this little one right here and that one right there came off of the one in the other room that I broke off on accident. So what I did is is that correct? I'm trying to think. I think this is the one. This is the one, and it had the top. So I cut it and I just stuck the top in here, and you can see how it's growing fine. And since I put the wax here, it's growing. It's only got 2 offshoots, one right here and one right here. Same with this one right here. For some reason, it started to have 3. There's a little bit of green right here, as you can see, but it never fully came out, and it just kept getting bigger like that. And this was just another top, probably of this one, that I just ended up sticking in the dirt. And they still grow, they root really quickly. I did a test also. So that one, I just stuck in the dirt, deep enough so that it would root. Maybe, this deep, just so it would stand. This one came off the one in the other room, and what I decided to try was I put it in a vase with water until I could see some good rooting, not like wicked lot, but as long as my finger. There were like 3 different roots, not that thick, but just thin roots. And then I planted it in here. And as soon as I did that, it pretty much took off really quickly. Like it didn't have any offshoots until it was in the soil. This one, just sticking it in the soil, took a lot longer for the leaves to show up, because it had to root itself first. Where, like I said, this one already had roots, and it's just taken off pretty quickly. I mean, I probably stuck it in this dirt 2 weeks ago, not even exaggerating. It's probably going to go faster than that one. And it was way later. I mean, that's months old. I'm getting ready to actually pot this one in a pot that I have because I like the height of it. Now, eventually, the trunks will just continue to grow and keep getting thicker. And if you wanted over time to keep it getting thicker, then you would cut it underneath the offshoot, just right underneath. You could save these offshoots, start them over again like this, and then you'd put wax over it. This is just going to keep getting thicker like a tree trunk. It just takes time. So depending how thick you want it to be or whatever, that's how you would continue to do it. Incidentally, watering these, I used to use like a cup, and it would take forever. I only water these every 10 days. If you go 11 or 12, it's not a big deal, but any earlier than that, these are like desert plants. I live in New England, and it gets cold in the winter, so on and so forth. These do fine, no problem. I mean, because everybody's struggling with heat prices this year, I kept my house at 55 all winter. There was no problem, they're totally fine. So you could do that summertime. I mean, I think it's like 73 in the house right now. No big deal. They grow fantastic. So back to what I was saying, I was using a cup. So I just started saving these orange juice containers. Why throw them away? And I have like 4 of them in my closet here. And every 10, 12 days, I water all my plants. This one, the one over there in the corner, that big one, and the one in the other room. This also it's the pruning sealer. And essentially, there's like a brush, you twist this off, and then there's a brush inside. And it's just like this black goopy stuff. And essentially, you just put it on top of wherever you cut. You can see that I did it as well on top of here. And that forces it, nothing can grow up through it. So then it forces it to come out the sides like that, the offshoots. If you're wondering what all the rocks are for, my cat liked to climb in here, and I don't know, was digging holes, peeing in it. I don't know what she was doing, but so I just stuck rocks in there, and that kind of got her to stop doing that. And I did the same in this one as well. So if you have cats that like to dig like a dog, or just make a mess, the rocks certainly helped out. So just a little tidbit. They don't need to be in a giant pot like this. This is way too large, but I had it, and I can do a few at a time in here. Like I said, this one I'm getting ready to take out, and I'm just going to put it in a clay pot. That's right here, and put it somewhere in the house. It'll look nice. But again, Yucca plants, whatever they're called, they're great. I really like them a lot, and they're easy to grow. Like I said, as long as you don't overwater them, they'll grow. That's pretty much all I got, YouTube. If you got any questions, comments, you know where to reach me on YouTube. Please subscribe. It helps us all us video people. I'm trying to think of the term they use for us, but creators. And yeah, that's all I got. If you got any questions, hit me up on YouTube, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.